getting that full turn in.
And we move to the floor exercise. Shelby Gies of the Parkettes, rather from Wilmore in New Jersey.
Started gymnastics at age 2 with classes.
2?
Age 2.
What do you do at 2?
Well, it was Mommy and me, so I bet her mom got more of a workout chasing her.
Our first look at the floor exercise, and Shannon, tell us what we should be looking for, what the judges are watching.
Well, the judges are going to watch for not only the artistic value, the presentation, the dance, the leap, and the jump moves, just like that. They're also going to look for this, just like this first tumbling pass, high difficulty in their tumbling skills. She's opening with the double pike, which is a D skill.
D?
The skills are rated A through E, actually, E being the most difficult skill, and you can actually do what's called a super E, which you very rarely see, but if you're watching the Olympic Games or National Championships, you'll probably see a couple super E's there. And this is called front tumbling, because she's moving forward the entire time, so you'll do a combination of front tumbling and back tumbling.
Major differences between the men and the women in this event?
Well, in many ways, they're looking for the same types of things. For instance, the judges require the gymnasts to do 3 different types of saltos. You'll see a lot of these combination tumbling runs where they connect bounding skills to earn bonus points. So in many ways, of course, the men don't use music, but what it takes to get a good score are very similar for the young ladies and for the men.
The women's routine, actually, because I've learned so much about men's gymnastics now, is actually longer than the men's routine. The women's routine is usually 1.5 minutes long.
Are you saying women are tougher?
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Well, not with you sitting right here. Anyways.
I'm staying out of it. We'll take you back over to the beam. And this is Ming Zhou.
She competes for Brescian's gym up in Massachusetts. Mihai Brescian, a former Romanian coach who coached for a while in Israel.
It's quite a move just to get going.
Yeah, nice front semi right off the bat, right under the beam. And that's what you call your series. And that's one of the things that you kind of dread as a beam worker is this series. You train a lot of those, and she did it beautifully. Now here's one of those leap connections, and if you watch the way her feet are pointing when she takes off, they weren't exactly straightforward, and they didn't land exactly straightforward, so the judges may not give her that element because it wasn't a complete full turn.
This young lady is tiny.
I was going to say, she's not much wider than the beam.
Yeah, so, and her center of gravity is lower than most, so closer to the beam.
I was excited. I was downstairs earlier standing next to her, and I actually felt tall. But she's got a packed beam routine. She's got a lot of skills in there.
Ming Zhou on the beam. Now, our first look at Nicole Harris just a moment ago in the first of her 2 vaults.
Nicole Harris was doing awesome last year. She was second at the qualifier, moving into national championships, and broke her hand on uneven bars on kind of a simple skill, but it's great to see her back. And she looks like she's having no trouble with that hand.
And so far, she has scored as the leader in the vault with a score of 9.625. Alicia Sacramone is next up on the beam. Out of Massachusetts. 2 clubs here from New England. Couple from Maryland. We're in Allentown, Pennsylvania, the home of the Parkettes.
Great pike front onto the beam.
She's known for her powerful vaulting and tumbling. You can see her explosive power here.
And sometimes it's difficult when you're so powerful on vault and floor. You got to kind of calm that down for balance beam.
14th in the all-around at the Nationals last year. Oh, that was a nice attempt.
That was a beautiful skill, too. The height that she got on that was amazing.
Bart, I'd like you to lobby to put this in the men's disciplines and get rid of the
no, thanks.
get rid of the pommel horse.
I'm not going to get anywhere near that balance beam. Huh? Thank you anyway, Lou, though.
I hadn't thought of it that way, but I think I read your mind right now.
Enough said.
That was a great connection, 2 leaps. Almost too much power there, just right over and off the beam forwards.
Yeah, that's the point you were talking about.
But when she gets a handle on that power, she's going to be amazing. Balance beam has actually become more of a tumbling event. They're doing a lot more skills, and of course you have to do the leaps and turns, but they're doing so many big skills on the beam. And beautiful double pike dismount.
Lou, I thought this was interesting about this young lady. She began gymnastics in 1996. That's the same year that Shannon won the Olympic gold medal on that event.
Humbling, isn't it, Shannon?
Oh, yes.
Bart's here to keep you on your toes tonight. And we'll be back with more of the 2004 Parkette Invitational right after this on CN8. Parkette Invitational from Allentown, Pennsylvania, in the Lehigh Valley, about 30 miles north of Philadelphia. In Pennsylvania, here on CN8, Lou Tilley, Bart Connor, and Shannon Miller. And here are the scores after our first rotation of exercise on the uneven bars. Alex Krupp finishing in second place, Alexis Green third. And also we have completed scoring now in the vault. And Nicole Harris from the hometown team, the Parkettes, 9.625 to move past Marcia Newby for top honors so far. Corey Hartung for Hill's gymnastics team, and her first time on the floor exercise tonight. Interesting starting position, Shannon.
Well, at least it's a good position because if you have to wait a long time, you're at least laying down. It's always good.
So each musical score is unique to the floor exercise.
Yeah, a lot of times the gymnast actually picks out her own music, or her coach does. And you do it based on what your personality is and what you think the judges are going to like and respond to.
To help you provide some rhythm during your exercise?
Absolutely. It helps you with the true performance. You know, one of the things that gymnastics is all about is combining that performance, you know, with all these difficult moves. And so, yes, you do your tumbling run, but then you get to show your emotion and show your personality through your dance. And that's one of those bounding moves that Bart was talking about earlier, a whip back directly to, I believe, a triple twist.
Wow. Like this routine?
So far, she's doing a great routine. That's a 2.5 twist. You'll see a lot of those. A lot of girls doing that because it's a D move, and it's one of those moves that you can get the D, which is a more difficult skill, but it doesn't really hurt your body too much, so you can train a lot of them. There's a lot of actual strategy involved in creating your routines.
Corey Hartung
with a very